Good afternoon again, everyone who just come and join this webinar. So this webinar is about solution architecture, and this is something that is quite popular in terms of the offering of the ISA architecture certification courses, because solution architecture is unique, covering not only about implementation, but it's also about how can we deliver business architecture, information architecture, software architecture, and infrastructure architecture into the real project. So solution architect basically is someone who are assigned into the project team. Because today, I think if you understand the title of solution architect has been widely used, especially among the vendors that are doing pre-sales. So they have become a solution architect. Basically, they are covering A to Z about all the technology or the technical solution or product offering and services. But the one I'm going to share with you is about the solution architect of the real architects that you are assigned into the project. So let me just begin my presentation about the topic number one is about introduction to ISA and ITABOK skill set. Perhaps some of you are not familiar with ISA and the body of knowledge, so I am using this opportunity to share about what is ISA and the body of knowledge, because the foundation, the knowledge and the skill set are coming from the ITABOK and ISA. So about ISA, basically is the Enterprise Architecture Professional Body, founded about 18 years ago in Austin, Texas. So they are focusing on the architect profession. Architect profession basically is someone who are doing the architecture role. And I believe today is one of the largest members in the world in terms of the professional body that are addressing the needs and also the concerns of all the enterprise architecture practitioners all over the world. And it is non-profit, run by architects volunteers like myself, and also many those professionals who want to contribute to basically to bring architects adoption and also practices in, especially today in the digital transformation context, to be successful and also delivering value for the business. And of course, it's covering not only the solution architect, but also a business architect, information or data architect, software application architect, infrastructure, as well as the solution architect. Just now I mentioned that will be someone assigned into the project. So this afternoon session, especially targeting to explain what is the role of solution architect. This is just the definition of the architecture discovery by ISA, that ISA discovered into that enterprise architect is a profession, it's not a role, meaning that we can train someone to become an enterprise architect and must have a large common body of knowledge, so that with that body of knowledge, we can produce architect professional, and also has the specialization and can be practiced throughout the entire professional career. The way ISA developed the body of knowledge is through the community. So basically it's gathering all the information or best practices that work and also those do not work from the community. Then after that, they document it into the body of knowledge. So basically they got the process of the qualitative, quantitative, as well as how to create target architecture. That's why the target architecture for ITABOK is delivering the training and certification, and also tools, and also establishing chapters all over the world. So what is the definition of architects by ISA? Before we look into that formal definition, let's borrow the definition from the building architects or medicine or doctor. So basically, you can see here on the slide, there are two parts. The first part is about arts. Arts is where you need to have a real life practical experience. Science, you can read from the book or from the Wikipedia or from the internet and etc. But the art is where someone can adapt and adopt into the environment and make a so-called instinct to define the design or to deliver a solution. The same thing like a doctor. Some doctors are very famous because the doctor have the feel that when they see the patient, the doctor can feel that this particular sickness may be serious or maybe not serious. If not serious, the doctor can give you Panadol. If serious, the doctor will ask you for the next step for you to investigate. The same thing now with enterprise architect. So actually, it's about the art and science in designing and delivering valuable technology strategy for the business. So basically, it's about how to deliver value about investing in technology, especially today in the era of digital transformation. Everything is about the technology. And of course, the incident of the COVID-19 is really pushing us into the limit, whereby we really need to think about how can we operate the business now and tomorrow? Because things may change. We can't see people face to face like we used to be. Like today in this conference that we can only do online, but hopefully we can run seminars in the coming months. Yeah, so we can do face to face again. So who can become an enterprise architect yesterday? So these are the typical requirement. At least 10 years, at least you know various roles, and you have involved in the many projects, and you know you have deal with a lot of the stakeholders and etc. And of course, this is also another irony that we face today. There are many IT project fail, and this is also part of the requirement that the bigger you fail, the more you learn and the more you become a good architect. But this is basically yesterday. And today, I think things will change, that we need to practice best practices like from the body of knowledge, and we get it right and the project is successful. So basically with the body of knowledge, we can become an architect, we can be trained because there are official curriculum and training how to bring you there. So we don't need to be failing in the large IT project, or we need to have like 10 years or 20 years IT experience. So this is the body of knowledge about 5 pillars. So the first pillar is about business technology strategy. So I've delivered this webinar, I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you can refer to this BTS, which is a very, very powerful best practices about how to deliver business technology strategy, which is what we call it today, digital strategy. Then the second pillar is about human dynamic. Basically, it's about office politics, about dealing with people. Because dealing with people is the hardest part of our job. Dealing with the computer is very easy. Dealing with the system is very easy. We can just shut it down or replace, but we cannot replace the people easily. So we know how to deal with the people. Then the next one is quality attribute, talking today about security, maintainability, availability, and etc. So IT environment is about project management, about the IT, about the DevOps, about the agile development, all there. And design skill is about how we communicate the design. So here we're talking about using Archimate, which I'm going to share later, about how can we deliver so-called the architecture in terms of the notation, the language. Then they got the 5 specialization: business, information, software, infra, and on the right-hand side is solution architecture. So this webinar is actually focusing a lot on the solution architecture. This is basically the ISTAR engagement model for architects. Basically, it's about how can we deliver valuable technology strategy for the business, and also to drive the innovation. So this is basically the mandate for architects for continuous digital transformation. If you see at the outer layers, this is where the transformation take place. So we need to have a thought leadership transformation. Basically, the senior management also have to think differently today than yesterday. Also customer journey, we know the customer expectation also change now. And also skill set transformation, all the way we work, our colleague, our employee, all are different. And also information that we need to have it available almost instantly, and the operating model in terms of the SOP also need to be configured almost like instantly. So we need to have this ability and capability to drive the transformation with enterprise architecture, and of course to change the business itself, whether we can change the strategy, and we know exactly which are the product, which are the department, which are the role, which are the function, which are the application that are impacted internally as well as externally. So the middle part here is where the enterprise architecture playing a key role. Yeah, so the enterprise architect in terms of the business, information, software, infra, and solution are driving or realizing this transformation. Because this one, in contrast with what happened in the industry, many of them are running transformation by just getting a product or services, whereby actually they need an architect to define and model the entire transformation plan. So this is what happened many instances in the industry. They come out with a strategy and they go to the execution. So this one is no different than the computerization. So if you do this, then there will be many challenges faced. By right, what we should be doing, actually, we need to go through the enterprise architecture process. We need to understand our strategy, where are the impact, what are the changes, and after that, we can put that into the work packages, into the project, that where we can do a transformation at number 3. So this is actually number 2 is where in the realization of the EA in the digital enterprise map. So the map that are giving you an overview, the holistic view in terms of the impact, in terms of the dependency of the enterprise from the strategy all the way to the business layer, application, technology, and also data layers. So this is the model of Typical, the bottom part, number 3, digital transformation and EA realization, is where we typically already exist today. So we have the PMO that running multiple projects, and we got service delivery to maintain the service level agreement. So what happened is that how can we have a digitally connected enterprise is that we need to connect between the business and IT strategy. So we call it this digital strategy. Then from there, we analyze in terms of the business, information, application, and technology. Then we can do the solutioning, the architecture. So the topic, the below one, is where I'm going to focus in the next couple of slides about how to deliver the solution architecture. Key strategic role of enterprise architecture specialization. So let me just quickly run through with you in terms of the enterprise architecture specialization. The first one I'm going to mention to share with you is on the business architect definition. So some of you already performed the business architects. This is basically the formal definition. Basically, someone who create and refine business architecture and own the business technology strategy, which is what we call it today, digital strategy. And of course, someone has equal knowledge in terms of the technology as well as business. So we cannot say that I'm the business architect, but I don't know anything about the business. So I don't know anything about technology. We should know both equally. We don't need to go in depth, but we know how the linkages, we know the dependency. Then basically is that also someone who can troubleshoot the enterprise. So we know that if got any issue, any impact, we know exactly which business capability are impacted. The second one on the information architect, this is where someone who can refine the information architecture and own the data dictionary or taxonomy governance. Then of course, this person also is called information strategist because this person understood about how the linkages, the dependency of the information across the department, across system, and across various business unit in the enterprise. And of course, this is also someone that who understand what are the typical data or information required to make a strategic business decision making. So basically, information architect responsible for connecting the data, connecting the information so that business can make a strategic decision. Next one is on the software architect. So software architect is someone who refine the software architecture, understand the component and connectivity. And of course, someone who also understand about the application strategies and pattern to support the business. So it's very, very important for the application architect to be able to understand the business and also to apply the business architecture into the software design. So software architect is also called an application troubleshooter because understand the potential silo system that may impact business process flow. The next one is on the infrastructure architect, basically someone who are responsible for the network, server, data center. Now, of course, everywhere is moving to the cloud, how to secure the cloud, how to virtualize the cloud, and etc. So the objective, of course, to ensure the business continuity plan is the top priority. And of course, someone who also understands the technology landscape to support the business environment. And infrastructure architect is also a technology troubleshooter that understand all the potential technology disruption that may impact business continuity. The last specialization is solution architect that I am going to zoom in the next 40 to 50 slides. About solution architect, basically is someone who are responsible for the system implementation governance. So if you can see just now earlier, among all the architects of the business architect, information architect, software architect, and infrastructure architect, that one is basically to define the gap from the business, from the vision, mission, and strategy. Then after that, the gap will be consolidated, put it into the project. So someone that the architect that are running through the project implementation is called solution architect. So solution architect is someone that you assign the person or the architects into the project. So in the project 9 months, maybe the architect will spend the first 6 months, or maybe in the middle, or maybe doing so-called governance, the quality check or compliance. So that one is depend on the complexity of the project itself. And solution architect is also called IT strategist because they have the ability to design the architecture solution for the system development and implementation to support the business. And also understand about the discrepancy between the architecture building block that has been designed in terms of the business architecture gap, data architecture gap, software architecture gap, and infrastructure architecture gap, and how the solution itself will address the gap in order to support the business. So that is the context of the solution architect. So just give you a perspective. Basically, this is the career path for learning path for someone to become the architects. So basically, they got the path, recommended path is from the business architecture fundamental at the bottom left here, whereby you understand the urgent needs and also the understanding about what are the challenges faced by business, what are the challenges faced by IT, and how can we work together. That is the objective of this business architecture fundamental training. It is a 3-day training. Then after that, got architecture core, which is about the 4 days, about the journey of enterprise to adopt into the architecture, enterprise architecture. Then after that, we understand about the TOGAF, the framework. Then we understand the Archimate, the notation, how to we model the building block. This is a prerequisite training. I call it business technology strategy. Before you can become the business architect, information architect, infrastructure, software, and solution. So the rest of the presentation, I will be focusing a lot on the solution architecture, because solution architecture is something quite popular in terms of acceptance as well as the training benefit. Because very interesting, like business architecture actually is the 4 days training, information architecture is 4 days training, infrastructure is 4 days training, software architecture is 4 days training, and this solution architecture also 4 days. Interestingly is that the day 1 is covering the business architecture, day 2 is covering the information architecture, day 3 covering the infrastructure architecture, and day 4 covering the solution architecture. So solution architecture is about how do we stitch between business, information, infrastructure, and software to deliver a solution or a system that the project team can deliver, can work on. So solution architect playing a very, very critical role in the success of the project. So let's understand the role of solution architect in the typical enterprise. As you can see here, the first one is that they got 4 influences of the solution architecture. First is the enterprise. In every architecture, we always understand they have some factors that may influence or limit or constrain the architecture. So for instance, like this one is standard and constraint that exists today, and a strategic goal target state. So this one we need to understand. Then we can evolve our solution architecture addressing this influencer, because we cannot ignore this. And the second part is on the technology value. We need to know about whether the solution that we build will increase our ROI, and also constituent value, meaning is that the users and the partners are all will be much more happier after we finish the project, and also market opportunity in terms of the delivering new opportunity for our business. So these are something that solution architect need to think a lot. And the number 3 is where the solution architect also need to work with the project team, with the project manager, instead of the time in terms of the timeline, budget, and also team structure. And number 4 is where the stakeholders are also very, very important, because the solution architect need to address their requirement, their organization dynamic, and conflicting goals, which what I call it office politics. So solution architect need to understand all this in order to be successful in their job. So all these are creating a balanced solution among these 4 influences factors. The next one on the domain. So solution architect is very unique. As mentioned earlier, that they have 4 domains. So first, we need to understand about the software in terms of the application, quality attribute, technology framework, how the software to be maintained. And after that, we need to know all the infrastructure, hardware, network, framework, and operation. And the third one is on the information. We need to know about data, information usage, integration, retrieval, extraction. And number 4 is about the business. Understand the goal, target state, and business value. Of course, at this point in time, you may ask, how deep or how well do we know as a solution architect? I would say solution architect need to have enough balance in terms of these 4 domain of architecture. And the solution architect can work closely with the software architect to have in-depth analysis and the design. And the software solution architect can work closely with the infrastructure architect in terms of the design or the network, data center, security, and etc., or cloud virtualization. And the solution architect need to work closely with the information architect in terms of the which data are strategic to be retrieved, to be formatted, to be presented to the business, and also to the business in terms of understanding strategy, motivation, etc. So solution architect need to have a well-rounded knowledge, yeah, different than if you are infrastructure specialization. So it is something quite unique, and this is actually what it should be the role of solution architect today in the industry. And in the typical connected enterprise architecture organization is that you have the enterprise architect. That enterprise architect actually is like a doctor. If I use the analogy of the medicine, it's a doctor. Then business architect could be a specialized in the skin specialized, eye specialized, or heart specialization, and etc. So this is where the enterprise architecture actually is covering the whole spectrum. And this is where the business architect, information architect typically work side by side. Then after that, it will work with the infrastructure. Then after that, they input everything into the solutioning. Then after that, we work in the software architect to have a more in-depth implementation. Yeah, so this is typically a connected enterprise architecture organization. And this is where the typical architect should be working on. Yeah, so some of the architect is that if you ask me, what is the typical ratio of solution architect? It depends. If the project is not big, then maybe you only have one or maybe half of the solution architect. Half means they can only come in to do verification. But if the project is very, very strategic, then the solution architect could be up to 3. So someone that are performing the role of information and business architect, software and business architect, and infrastructure or business architect to perform a solution architect role. And I mentioned here the word always must have business architect in all the architecture specialization, because you claim yourself as an architect title. If you carry yourself the title of enterprise architect, software architect, information architect, data architect, or application software architect, infrastructure, technology architect, or the solution architect, you need to have the secondary role of business architect. Because without having the secondary role of business architect, your architecture deliver little value. You need to be able to understand what is actually the motivation behind your initiative, the architecture that you are going to work on, and that can only be found at the business architecture layer. Yeah, so typically, if you see here, maximum for an architect to work is 3 to 5 projects. Maximum is between 3 to 5 projects. 3 projects mean if the project is quite large, and 5 mean if the project is smaller or the project is not that significant. Yeah, so basically this is the ratio of the architect engagement. And this is typically the current situation. If we don't adopt EA properly, this is where they got the so-called the boundary between the C mean is all the CEO, CMO, COO at the top level, and the architect typically playing at the lower level. So if you are in this situation, it's very, very difficult to show the value. And in most cases is that if the architect cannot communicate in terms of the language that the C-suite are talking about, you will be staying at the bottom of the value chains. And this is not too strategic. You cannot deliver a real value to the senior management. So what you need to do actually is that you need to have the architects in terms of the side by side with the C-suite. So we see here the enterprise architect and C-suite are side by side, and then when we come out the plan, the enterprise architects are involved, the business information software and the infrastructure architects involved in the planning, in the design, and in the execution, we change our role as a solution architect. This is where we talk about the technology or vendor specific, about what the architecture we are talking about in the plan and design. We talk about all the vendors name like IBM, Microsoft, VMware, Oracle, and etc. And this is where we measure our success, our value, where enterprise architect all coming in together to measure, including all the solution architect, because solution architect involved into the delivery at the executional level. This is at the PMO level, project level here. And in terms of the structure, so architect actually is ideally the recommended path is that under the CIO, but we need to have a dotted line with the COO. The reason for that we want to have the dotted line is that we want to get access into the so-called entire enterprise. Because if you report only to the CIO and you don't have the dotted line to the COO, we cannot get financial data, we cannot get marketing data, we cannot get the sales data. But when you dotted line to the COO, you get access to line of business, to the finance information, to the marketing, to the sales. So we need to have a dotted line to the COO. This is basically a recommended team structure. And this is where the solution architect typically will be effective. Basically, people also call it, some of them, domain architect or project architect. So solution architect is where the architects are attached into the particular line of business. And enterprise architect, of course, is basically everyone as an architect is enterprise architect. Could be a business architect, information architect, software architect, or infrastructure architects. Yeah. So this is where the enterprise architecture organization model like. So business architect typically got the horizontal access to all line of business, as well as the solution architect. So the rest of the architects actually is part of the enterprise architecture office. This is where we need to deliver into the more on the solution, the project side of delivery, as well as we look at the partner and the vendor ecosystem.